Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Joe. Hi, Paula. Joe, that reminds me. I've got to send you a package. I'm going to try to do that tomorrow. So hopefully, I'm going to write a note so that I will remember to do it because I have forgotten it so many times. So, yeah, I got to write it down. Anymore, I got to write stuff down or stuff may not happen. It just doesn't. Paula. How you doing, Paula? Hi, Josie. So, okay. Mail. Oh, there goes my pen. You know what I'm saying? Mail out Joe's package. Got it. It's on paper, so I hope I remember it, I'm sorry. Paula's waiting on a package. Poor Paula. I'm going to have to call my post office again, Paula. I'm going to have to call them again and see why the heck I don't get it. She's waiting on a package that never got to her, and we're trying to get it tracked down, and they're not even finding it. It's making me so mad because she needs that package. Ugh, it's aggravating. How you doing, Josie? Paula's been through the ringer with that package, and it's just frustrating because she wants her package. And I hate it when stuff is missing in the mail, and there's no reason it should be missing, but it's missing. It just ticks me off. It's like I want people's package to get there. It's the whole idea, You're good. That's good. I don't know. I just felt like I was talking with someone this afternoon about sixth sense. That other sense you have, or some people have, that is good for the most part, but can also work against you, And what I wanted to talk about in that topic is that I've always had. Did I forget something? No. Did I? What did I forget, Bob? I mean, I could have forgot something, but hey, that's been the day today. I forgot everything. Let me first get on my channel, guys, with my dumb phone. Okay, there we go. So today has been, speaking of forgetful, before we get on the topic tonight. Oh, thank you, Josie. Yeah, I'd like to get some people in here. And I want to talk about the sixth sense and find out if anybody else has it. Oh, yeah. I was going to call you back, Bob, but no, I didn't forget. But I thought, gee, I want to go live for a minute. Sorry about that, Bob. Hopefully I won't be too long-winded. God knows. Bob's had to put up with my forgetfulness all day today. Here's how my day went. Not that anybody really probably wants to know exactly, but hi, Cleo, you want some tea? Not really? Okay. Well, that's all I got to drink, honey. I don't have water for you. Okay. Well, I guess you're not going to have tea then. Okay. So today, I had to run errands again today. So I went to the post office. I had to go to the post office. I had to pick up prescriptions at the pharmacy. I needed to go to the grocery store. I needed to go get cat food. Okay, basically just a day full of errands, right? So I get out to the post office. I drop a couple packages off, right? Okay. So I get out there. I drop those off. And I head for the oh, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. Um, that means a lot to me. It really does. Hopefully, more people will get in here because, like I said, I do want to see everybody's take on everything. But I I went to the pet store. That was the second errand that I had to run today, and I went there. And sorry, you're going to hear the fan. You're going to hear, I think the air conditioner actually just kicked on. I know. We're in the middle of winter over here. Well, towards the end of winter over here in Indiana. And we've got an air conditioner going because it's hot in here. I know. Anyway, and it makes noise. So sorry about that. But anyway, I go to the pet store. I put everything up on the conveyor belt. And she rings me up, and she's like, she gives the total, whatever it was, or she starts to. First, she hasn't quite done it yet. She's still ringing stuff up, and I go and grab my wallet and get prepared and get my card, go to get my card out. Well, my card's not there. And I'm like, you're kidding. And this is the debit card, okay? This is the big one that you really don't want to lose, right? Out of all the cards, you don't want it to be the debit card. Not that one. No. Hi, Shanika. Yes, I'm okay. I'm really good. I just wanted to share. We're going to get into a topic after I tell you about my day today. So I didn't have a card to pay, and I thought, shoot. And so I stopped her and I'm like, how much is it right now? And she said, do you want me to continue? I said, yeah. So I grabbed my PayPal card and I pay for the food, right? And so I pay for the food, but then I had those other errands, remember? Well, I had to put those on stop. And I'm flying home. And I'm like, Dawn, stop speeding. Stop speeding. It's not going to help the matter. Because I'm like, it's got to be home. It must have fallen out of my purse. It must have, I don't know. I left it on the couch because I remember I was sitting on the couch was the last place I remember having that card. So I come all the way home, and mind you, I was speeding and I had to stop myself from speeding because I'm like, just calm down. Everything will be okay. And I said a little prayer. I said, God, please, 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 please. Please don't let me lose another card. I don't want to go to the bank. If you only knew my track record about cards, I've had 2 cards that were stolen that we had to freeze right away, get a new card. It's a long story. Then I was hacked, and so I got another card. It's just as far as me and debit cards, there's a history. So I didn't need another incident of losing a card. So I get home and this whole time, I didn't want to freak out and call Bob. I didn't want to wake him up. He's napping before he goes to work. So I didn't want to do that to him and wake him up and he'd be grouchy. And I was like, no, we can't do that. So I'm like, just calm down. And like I said a little prayer. I'm like, God, you know my history with debit cards. Please, please, please. Just let me find that card. Let it be home. When I get home, let it be there. So I get home, I go to the couch, and I have some clothes that that I'm selling there in one pile because I can see it. It's still there. And then I had some mail, and I had a couple little bags of jewelry that I got in the mail. So anyway, I was looking through the bags in the mail and seeing if the card slipped in there. I picked up the couch cushions. It's not there. I look under the couch. It's not there. And so then I'm like, I got to do what I didn't want to do. I got to wake up Bob. So I go to the back. I wake up Bob. And I'm like, Bob. And of course, he doesn't answer for a little while. And I'm saying, Bob, Bob, Bob. And he's like, what? It's Dawn again. And I said, I need your help. He's like, what? And then he goes back to sleep. I said, Bob, I'm serious this time. I need help. He's like, what? And I told him I lost my card. And it's not the news I really wanted to tell Bob because, like I said, I didn't want him to get grumpy. And I'm like, please, whatever you do, don't get grumpy with me because I'm already mad at myself right now. I just need help finding it. So we go out here and, he gets on his shirt and he comes out here and he said, well, let me go to the car. Which car did you take? And I'm like, my car. And so I said, yeah, I'll look in here. So he goes and I said, well, yesterday when I used the car, was it your car or my car? And he's like, your car. And I said, well, I already looked there. He said, I'll look again. I'll look in your car. I'll look in mine. Okay, so fine. He leaves, and right after he steps out the door, I look straight ahead where my glass and ceramics are to sell, and there it is on the floor. Hallelujah, right? I found it. So I go running out of the door, and I'm like, Bob, I found it. I found it. So he's like, oh, good. He said, thank God you found it. And I said, yeah, but I feel like a jerk, and I had to wake you up. And so anyway, so that cut most of the day because where I was shopping with the cat food and everything, it was in the big town, half an hour away. So, and I, was speeding to get home to find that stupid card. So I'm like, I don't know how it got on the floor, except I remember sitting on the couch and I got up and it must have been on my lap for whatever reason and fell off my lap. So you have, Kathy, I think I've lost my card. Well, I've lost my card so many times, but as far as lost it and never found it, no, because it was stolen. I had my card stolen twice. Actually, I think 3 times. I had my card stolen. Yeah, 3. I had it once at the county fair. I had it once when we were in Mishawaka, which is the town that Amy lives in, Amy Hoosier Diver. And then I had it once in our parking lot. A neighbor stole it. So, yeah, 3 times I've had it stolen. So, yeah. But anyway, so I get home. Now, okay, granted, so Bob gets ready to go back to bed, right? And I'm leaving the door. So I'm like, well, I got to go out and finish my errands. I'm not done yet. I got to go get the cat food. I had to pick up the prescriptions yet. I picked up the cat food at the one store, but I had to go to another store to get the rest of their food. My cats are picky and spoiled. So I go to leave. Right? And Bob's helping me leave. He's picking up Blackie, trying to move him because Blackie wanted to leave with me. And so he shuts the door, while I leave. And then I'm looking for my phone. And I'm like, oh, crap, I don't have my phone. And so I'm like jiggling the door for Bob to open it. He's like, what? And I said, I don't know where my phone is. And he gives me this look. This is right after we found my card, mind you. And I said, I don't have my phone. He gives me that look. And then I look in my purse and there's my phone. I said, oh, it's right here. And I looked at him and he gave me that look like, really, Dawn? And I was like, I'm going to go now. I have a bad habit of losing cards, phone, and keys. I mean, it's like, I swear it's my Achilles heel. It really is. And the past couple years, it's been horribly bad with me losing, especially my phone, especially. That's a whole nother subject, you know. So that was my day. And then I continued on with my errands, of course. But yeah, forgetfulness today, like I said, it's been my Achilles heel. And of course, it's the important stuff, your phone, you know, your debit card, your keys, only the most important things in your life besides your kids. That's all. I mean, no big deal. Yes, exactly. Bob knows. And, you know, by now, when I say I lose something, Bob should just, you know, accept it, because it obviously it's one of my worst traits to date. So anyway, that was my day today. Yeah, losing stuff, major stuff. Lost my mind along with it. Still can't find that, but you know, that seems like that's every day. So anyhow, I wanted to discuss today. I was talking to a friend on the phone about the sixth sense, and I feel like I do have another sense to me. My sense of intuition is high, and also like I am one of those people. Now I'm a twin. Let's start at the beginning. I'm a twin. I have a twin sister, and we both get our intuition and our kind of like prediction of things that's going to happen or people we're going to see or whatever. We get this from my mom's side. And basically our female gene pool from my mom's side has this trait. And for me, I get this sixth sense when I dream. So I'm a dreamer, and I'm a dreamer by nature. But then when I dream, and I dream about stuff that seems really real, like really, it doesn't even seem like a dream, you know, when you're dreaming it. Sometimes I'll dream like somebody comes to my house and visits me, or I'll dream that I run into somebody, or I'll dream that something happens, or I dream of a place that I've never been to, and it happens. These dreams happen. You know, some of them is kind of like an omen, and then some of them, it's not bad things all the time. Some are bad dreams, but some are good. You know what I mean? Or some are just there, ordinary dreams, but they come true. And I've had this since I can remember. I've had this where it happens. So like I said, everything from I'll dream about somebody, and the next day, within 24 hours, I hear from them or I see them. And I've dreamed about bad things that wind up happening. Of course, I don't like to dream those. They wind up being nightmares and they wake me up. But anyway, I was talking to a friend about how I can't wait till I learn to edit videos, because there's a place I want to vlog and take you guys with me. So get ready for this dream. And I don't know if any of you do this too. For many, many years, I had a repetitive dream, and it was basically the same dream. Whenever I would dream it, the same scenario. I would go into this old, like Victorian house or building, and I would go into it. And in my dream, it was more like a house, maybe. But yet, you know, sometimes it felt like a building. It was just kind of, but hi, Amy. How are you? So I would go into, I would see a couple doors, and the doors in this house or in this building, it was very, very tall. The doors were, okay? And they were old doors. Like I said, it looked like a Victorian building or home. And I would open the door, each and every one of my dreams, I would open this one particular door. And when I would open it up, there before me was a room full of old clothing and dishes and like a secondhand store, if you will, when I went into the store. And I would go in there and I loved it. I never wanted to leave. Like whenever I would dream this and get interrupted or woken up out of my sleep, I hated it because I wanted to be in this room all the time. It had such wonderful items. I wanted to buy everything in there, right? Okay, so I kept having this dream many, many times throughout the years. Now it was several years. I don't know how many years total I've dreamt this dream. Hi, Kathy. Oh, you're welcome, Kathy. Hi, Anna. Oh, good. I'm glad you're feeling better, Amy. So we're talking about how I have repetitive dreams until whatever it is happens. I've had this trait ever since I can remember. So guess what? Years later, now that I'm reselling, I live in this town called Auburn, and in more north of here, that there's a town right near the Michigan borderline called Angola, Indiana. And sometimes I'll go there to source. Well, one time, ever since we've moved here to Indiana, I went to this one antique shop that has tons and tons of vendors. And I go there and I go to a antique store, and it's called Then and Now. You can look it up on YouTube. I want to do a video. I want to do a vlogging video when I go in there because I want to show you the room. It has 4 floors total. I go to the highest floor and I walk down on this floor. It's made out of hardwood floors. It's a really old building, old building. And I'm walking in this large room that has some vendors off to the side. And then I see a couple doors, the really tall doors that I seen in my dream. And I open up the last door. You know, so far it's looking like my dream, right? And I'm already having about a spaz attack. I open up the door and there it is. There's this room that I've been dreaming about for years. I finally came to the building that it was in. All these years I've been dreaming, and this is no joke. These are the kind of things that I dream about that actually happen. Random things. Now, this was a good thing. It wasn't, obviously. So now I go there all the time, and I want to show you guys because I dreamt about this room in this building for years and years until finally I came across it. And sure enough, it's old, it's antique. When you go in there, they have some really old antique dresses and aprons and things and dishes for sale. Talk about freaked out. Freaked out in a good way because I'm like, this was in my dream. This is what I kept dreaming about all these years. So that's just one of the ways that I have this sixth sense, you know, kind of, I mean, I'm just calling it that. I don't even know what you call it. Like I said, now sometimes it can be bad dreams, nightmares. For example, once again, I kept having a dream over and over again for years. One creature I'm afraid of is snakes. I don't like snakes. They creep me out. They scare me. They slither. They can move faster than I can. I can't run away from them because they're too fast. I just don't like them. They creep me out. So I would have this random dream. It was a nightmare for years and years. And the dream was I had my kids. It's back. I used to dream this when my 2 youngest were little. And I kept dreaming, like when they were like 8 to 10 years old, like in that area. And I kept dreaming this dream where we were walking outside, and sometimes it'd be a dream where me and the kids are leaving the house, and sometimes it would be where we're coming home from somewhere. And all of a sudden, there would be a snake that would come up to my two kids, and he'd stand up like on his belly, like this, and he would unhinge his jaw fully because he was ready to bite my kids. And in this dream, as terrified as I am of snakes, I always have to go and grab the snake and get it away from my kids and save the day. So I kept having this nightmare over and over and over again, until one day it happens. Okay, we get back from grocery shopping, and we didn't have a long sidewalk, but there was a sidewalk that went up to the porch to get into our house. This is when Bob and I were living in Michigan. And so my kids, they kind of ran ahead of me up the sidewalk to go to the door, and I had the groceries. And here comes this garter snake, and sure enough, it raises up on its belly, sits on its belly, and unhinges its jaws at my kids. And of course, I put all that fear, I had to stuff it. I mean, it was still at the top. I'm just so afraid of snakes, even though they're garters. And I always get told if they bite you, they're not going to hurt you. They're not poisonous. I don't care. I don't like them. I'm scared of them. So I grabbed the snake and kind of tossed it. And I felt bad after I did it because I didn't want to hurt the snake, even though I don't like them. I didn't want to hurt them, but I had to quickly grab the snake and throw it because I didn't want my kids getting bit. I mean, they're little, even though it wasn't poisonous, chances are, I mean, I don't know what snake it was, but we lived near a swamp. And so we always had garter snakes. There were other snakes, but anyway, I don't know what kind of snake it was. I'm guessing garter snake, probably wouldn't have hurt them. I had to save my children. And that's exactly how the dream went down. You know what I'm saying? Except whenever I would dream, once in a while, like I said, there were a couple different things different in the dream, like whether we were leaving the house or coming from somewhere back to the house. But you know what I'm saying? Generally, the general gist of the dream is what I always kept dreaming. Oh, yeah, yeah. Amy, and see, that's the thing is my dreams definitely yeah, it's a foreboding type of a dream that whatever it is going to happen in some kind of way. Now, when I dream about people, all of a sudden, just random people, I didn't even think of them during the day. So it must have been in my subconscious. I'm thinking about somebody and didn't even realize it. And I go to bed and I dream about that person. I'll hear from them or they'll come visit me or something within 24 hours. That happens. That's happened many, many, many times. I can't even tell you how many times that's happened. It's just that this happens to me all the time. I'm a dreamer that whatever I dream, that's why my kids go around all the time. And they say, be careful. Mom's dreams come true. So if she has a dream about you, it's probably going to come true. And I'm like, you better hope you stay out of my dreams. And before anybody questions, I'm not into witchcraft at all. I'm not into anything funky dunky. I'm not. Okay. So I'm not into any kind of weird rituals it's nothing creepy in that sense. I don't have any, I'm not a medium. I don't see dead people. I'm not into anything that's correlated with any of those things. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that I've had forever. It comes from my mom's family. Like I said, the female gene pool in our family has some type of sixth sense. Now, my sister, Okay, what she has is we're twins, like I said, and she gets when something really bad happens to me, like physically, when I was in my really bad car wreck where we almost died, me and my kids. Um, she felt it. She's the one that feels things like pain, or she gets sick to her stomach and she's like, something's wrong with Dawn. Um, and then when I went into labor with my first couple of my kids, and she had the feeling that Dawn's in labor. I know she is, before she found out. So she gets feelings, whereas I get feelings with people, but not a lot, not like her. And then she also gets like flat out visions sometimes, or she does have dreams like I do, but I'm more the dreamer. That's where I get my like knowledge of something that's going to happen at some point. But like I said, some of these dreams literally last for years before they come true, which is really weird. Like I said, that one, I want to take you to this consignment place. It's an antique vending like mall, if you will, but in a building with like 4 levels. And I go there and source sometimes. And when I went there and sourced and went into that room, I told Bob was with me. I like to die. I'm like, I don't believe this. I said, Bob, this is the room that I've been dreaming. And it didn't seem real, but it was. Amy, I will, Amy. I definitely will. Heck, I wish I could have that kind of dream about myself. Man, that would be freaky deaky, but in an awesome way, wouldn't it? If I could just dream like numbers that I could like tomorrow go right down. I wish I could. I wish I was like that. But anyway, I just was on this subject with a friend of mine on the phone, and it kind of, it's scary kind of in a way, because it's not like a quote unquote power that you have. It's, I don't look at it that way at all, because it's not. It's just that in your dreams, like I said, it's kind of like a sixth sense that something's going to happen, whatever it is. And it freaks you out sometimes, when it comes true. The snake incident, oh, please, that was, I'm going to tell you what, that was one of those deals where I'm like, why did that dream of all dreams? Because not all my dreams come true. I just want to say that. Some things I dream about, not all of them come true. I'm just saying that some of them do. To the point where my kids, especially my oldest, he warns people, like, if you're in my mom's dreams, then look out, But I don't know, it's just crazy that way. And I didn't know if any of you are like that, where you dream and then, things come true. It's just kind of something that I've been thinking about today, because I still have dreams of various things. And like I said, these dreams, that they're very realistic. Like, even though it seems like something crazy, like I said, going into this room, opening up that door, I mean, it was a random dream. It came out of nowhere. Like, where am I getting these thoughts? Like, it's not like I was thinking about it during the day about some room that had random vintage, really old. We're talking back in the 1900s, old stuff in there. It's not like I was thinking about this during the day and then it turned into a dream. You know what I mean? But when I have these dreams that something's going to happen, they're really realistic, like really realistic. And it's almost like you can feel in these dreams, you can literally feel how like you feel in real life when this happens. Like the anxiety, like with the snake, I felt when I was dreaming it, I could actually feel like it was happening in real life until it finally did. Usually, Amy, those are my dreams. My dreams, ask Bob. Most of my dreams don't make any sense at all. He's like, why did you dream that? And I'm like, I have no idea. I don't know. He said, where would you get, like, I don't know, just weird stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm like, don't ask me. I said, I wasn't even thinking of so-and-so. And then I dreamt that they did this or that. And I'm like, or dreamt of something crazy happening. And I'm like, I don't know why I dreamt this. I don't know how this happened. You know, who knows? But I didn't know if anybody else was like that. Because I don't know of anybody that I know of personally that's like that. I'll just tell you that. I don't know of anybody that. Oh, that's awesome, Amy. Another jasmine plant. Yeah, Joe. I mean, like I said, when I dream of something, it usually that actually comes true. I mean, I've had dreams about my sister that have come true, but most of my dreams are not even about her. It's about other stuff. And like I said, that the place at the antique mall, talk about random, and that had nothing to do with Kelly, but yeah, I mean, it's like another thing that happens to me. This is another thing. And now this is something I bet a lot of you have this particular thing happen to you. What about yeah, foreshadow. Yeah, exactly. That's what these dreams are. It's like a foreshadowing. Now, some are a flat out omen, like something bad's going to happen, like the snake thing. But then some of them, like I said, are good or just indifferent or whatever. Like going into that antique mall, and I just fell in love with this room, and I always wanted to go back. I just kept wanting to go back. But yet, when I was in this room, there was a slight sense of eeriness whenever I would go in there. Like I could just feel, it's almost like you could feel the feeling of way back when this building was built, and like it used to be a house. It seems like it used to be a house. I don't know if it was, or if it was always just a business type of building, but it makes me feel whenever I go there like takes me back to that era, like the Victorian era. Whenever you go, you can't help it. You go in this room and you just get this overwhelming feeling of, you don't feel like it's 2022. You feel like it's 1900s, 1800s. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel whatever the Victorian era was, because I don't have any idea. But you know what I'm saying? You just get a whole different feeling when you go in. It's eerie in that way, that you don't feel like it's today's date, if that makes any sense. But like I said, it's good dreams, it's bad dreams. Yeah, sometimes the Holy Spirit, I totally believe that, because speaking of the Holy Spirit, I will tell you some dreams that I know. And mind you, what I'm telling you right now, this is a very personal subject for me, because through my life, a lot of people never believed my dreams. They just didn't. They sounded too far gone. And nobody believed them. And even when they would happen, factually happen, whatever the dream was, not everybody still believed that I had this. Like I said, it's not a power. It just feels, like I said, sometimes it feels like another sense, but it's not. This foreboding of what's going to happen. I do have visions. I'm just, those of you who don't believe in visions, or you don't believe in God or the Holy Spirit, please, just as, I mean, you're entitled to your belief, but please just don't chastise me for what I'm about to say, because I do believe in God. I do believe in the Holy Spirit. And I do have visions, not just Kelly, my sister, but I do too. And I've had several visions of when the world, when, because I believe we're in the end times. Here again, this is just my belief. You don't have to believe what I believe, but I believe we're in the end times. And I keep having visions about further into what's going to happen in our future. And it's not good. And I keep having these visions, and it's scary. I wake up scared to death, literally, and I hate having these dreams. And they are definite visions in these dreams of what's going to happen later in the future. And I definitely believe they're going to happen. They haven't happened yet, but what I'm saying is, I know that I know that I know that I know they're going to happen. I know they're visions that I feel like God gave me. Maybe to warn people, maybe to, I don't know. That's what at least my heart says. But, I do have visions of the world really coming to an end and things happening that are even more terrifying and awful than what they are now. And it's hard to get through those nightmares because they are flat out nightmares. And there's one that I keep dreaming over and over again. Now, once again, when I have these visions, because this part is a vision, but in the form of a dream. When I have this vision, it does change a little bit as far as scenery or people in there or whatever. But I keep getting these visions of when it comes to it, we will be having, I don't want to scare anybody. Part of me, you know what, I should probably just keep it to myself. Anyway, I just have visions, let's put it that way, and they aren't good, and they're of the world when it's even more depraved and evil than what it is now. Let's just put it that way, of what's going to happen. And it's scary. I hate it. I wish I didn't. I don't know why me. Why do I have to dream these? Why do I have to have these visions? I don't know. I don't have an answer for it. Like I said, I'm not into anything weird or crazy. I'm not into anything funky. I'm not into witchcraft. I'm not into astrology, numerology. I'm not into tarot cards. I'm not into, I don't have a Ouija board. I don't, it's nothing. I don't have, I'm not into anything like that. I just, for some reason, like I said, I have visions and I have dreams, and some are good, some are bad, some are just, like I said, whatever, crazy, weird, but I have them. And I've always had them ever since I can remember. And, sometimes it's frustrating. When you have dreams, like I said, the visions that I have are so awful. They are awful. Of like the world, what's going to happen like years later. Not right now, but what's going to happen. And it's not, we're not even talking into the far, far future. We're talking into the fairly soon future, but it's still a little ways off. But and it's scary, and I hate dreaming these visions. Those are visions. I know they're going to happen. These I totally could bank everything on it. They're going to happen, and I always hope that I'm not here when it gets to that point. I hope I'm long gone, because I would not want to endure those things. But I don't know why. I don't know if I'm supposed to be a messenger and tell people. Like I said, I don't know, but I have them, and like I said, some days are hard when you have these kind of visions or these dreams, because you wake up and you're gasping for air. You're scared. I don't know how many times I've woken up where I've been crying. And when you go to sleep, this is one thing that happens to me personally. Your brain stem, okay, back there in the back, your brain stem that's right at the base of your skull. There's a flap. When you go to sleep, um, the flap is supposed to close. What it is that flap, it is like it shuts, it stops your brain messages from going down into your body, um, so that your body doesn't move or react when you're dreaming, when you're sleeping. Well, I have that condition where half the time my brain, that flap doesn't close, it stays open, and the messages get into my body. And I'll tell you an example. Bob and I, like, there's been times we've been sleeping and I'll wake up, but I'm not totally awake. I'm mostly asleep, but yet my body wakes up, fully wakes up. My eyes are open. I can see Bob, I can see everything, but I'm still reacting to the dream I'm having, because the dream, I'm awake, but the dream hasn't shut off in my brain. So I'm dreaming, but I'm awake when I'm dreaming. And I'll wake up, and there was a time, a couple times where I went to bed, and we had a little tiff. We weren't happy campers when we went to bed, and I went to bed, and I woke up, and in my dream I was slugging the crap out of him. So when I open up my eyes, mind you, I'm still dreaming, but now I'm dreaming awake, and I haul off, and I come across like that with a punch. And thank God Bob's never hit me back, and he's never, because he knows I have this condition. And we laugh about it, but it's not funny, and I hate this condition, but I have it. Like I said, Bob, there's an actual condition, and I believe I have it. I need to get some meds for it, because when I go to sleep, I don't always, my messages from my brain don't always stop. They go ahead and go through my whole body, and I react. And then I wake up, and I'm asleep, so to speak. I'm still dreaming, but yet my eyes are open and I'm awake, and I can't stop it. Like, my brain's telling me to, like, fully wake up, but I can't fully wake up for some reason. And that lasts for a little while, not long. And then, however many minutes. I mean, it doesn't last for a half an hour or nothing, but it lasts for a little while. And it's not always violent. I'm just saying, that's just an example. Like, sometimes I'll wake up and I'll just start a conversation with Bob about something, whatever it was I was dreaming. He's like, "What?" And I'll wake him up, or if he's awake, he'll be like, "What are you talking about?" And I'll be like, "You got to go get the ketchup." And he's like, "What?" You know what I mean? This stuff happens to me, I swear. And it's like, it's this whole thing with me and sleep. Me and sleep have just a weird relationship. And I don't know. I don't know what that all means, Yeah, Joe. And yeah, visions, I really get them, and I feel like I have to warn people, about the future, because the future is not going to be, I mean, I'm not trying to bring us all down, but the future, I know that this is going to happen. I just know it is. And in this vision, I was the one that was going through seeing different areas of the world and seeing what's going to happen. And it's scary. It was scary for me. I'd wake up crying. I'd wake up scared to death. I'd wake up, and then I don't want to go back to sleep. When I have these kind of visions, I definitely don't want to go to sleep, because I don't want to have these visions anymore. You know what I mean? So it's really like a hard thing when I do go through it. I don't go through it every day or every month or every week or whatever. But when I do have them, it's hard. It's hard to be productive through the day because, like I said, these are very realistic. And like I said, I know the visions that I have are actual visions, and I know they're going to happen. And it's scary because, I'm the only one that is living in my brain that sees these things. Like, you guys don't see it, but I see it. And it's hard to see things that people don't see, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Yeah, poor Bob. I know. Yeah, now I talk in my sleep sometimes too. I'll start talking, and Bob will say, "Hey, you were talking about this, that, or the other in your sleep," and I'm like, "Oh, was I?" Like I said, I don't. That my brain doesn't stop. You know how it's supposed to be? Like if you have dreams, basically it's from your subconscious. I feel like my dreams are like a mixture half the time. And, I don't know. It just, like I said, sometimes I feel like I want to see somebody that can help me understand all of it because I struggle with it. Especially like I said, not all of it's bad and dark and gloomy. Some of them are good dreams. Some of are sometimes I'll dream where like I'm making amends with somebody, something random like that. So it's a good thing. But some of these dreams are bad, you know? Yeah, I mean, definitely it might help people prepare for it. Um, some people, like I said, I do understand before anybody, if people are out there right now kind of judging me and saying, you're just too weird. Hey, I've always told you I'm weird. But for real though, if you don't believe what I'm saying, hey, I totally understand. Honestly, I do. Because half the time, I mean, it happens to me and I'll wake up and I'll be like, this couldn't have happened. I couldn't have dreamt that. How did that? You know what I mean? I can't explain it. I just can't. All I can say is that I do have these dreams and I do have these visions. And some days, like I said, they're hard to get through. And especially if you have visions like the ones I have that are actually foreboding that in a bad way. It's not good things that will happen. You know what I'm saying? And but it's there, and I can't get around it. It's just something I've always had, and I hope I'm not freaking anybody out because that's not my intention. And like I said, I don't want to get into all my visions. I don't want to talk about the bad stuff. I kind of, I gave you the example about the snake that's was a bad dream that kept on and kept on having until it finally happened. But like I said, there's good ones too. I don't want to scare anybody. That's not my intention, and I don't want to freak anybody out to where you never come to my channel again. And I hope I didn't do that either. I just wanted to talk about it on this platform where I didn't know if anybody else has any of these conditions or whatever you want to call it, or dreams, or I didn't know if any of you have visions or unexplainable things, whether you dream them or whether you, like maybe during the day, all of a sudden a thought will come to you, a random thought out of nowhere, good, bad, or ugly, and it'll come true. Because it doesn't necessarily have to be when you're sleeping and through a dream. It can happen when you're awake and you just have a random thought, something that all of a sudden hits you and you're really thinking about, and then it happens, Yeah, I definitely, like I said, this is something about me I know you guys didn't know, but I somehow got on the subject and I don't even know how, with my friend today on the phone, but it just got me thinking. Sometimes you feel alone when you go through something and you don't know if there's anybody else out in the world that operates like you do. in some kind of way. And this was always something that even to this day makes me feel isolated, I guess, because I feel like at least I'm the only one that I know of. Like I said, my twin sister, she has dreams too, but hers, I think I have the dream part, I have more of. With her, it's more of feelings and instincts that way. So, yes, exactly, Joe, because that's just the thing of it. I feel like I said before, my glasses are all crooked. I feel like obviously I have these for a reason, and God gives us our thought. I mean, he doesn't give us our thoughts, but he gives us our brain that contains the thoughts. We're the ones that come up with the thoughts, but like when you're dreaming and stuff, obviously I don't have any control of it. You know what I mean? Sometimes, like, for example, if somebody is on my mind, actually on my mind, not just in my subconscious, but I actually, let's say I go to bed and I'm thinking about my mom before I go to bed. Um, then the next day I talk to her, or I see her, or I heard from her. Um, it can happen that way too. Um, but that when I'm actually present, I'm alive, I can think about it. I'm not asleep or whatever, but it's just very, like I said, it's kind of a weird world I live in that way mentally when I go to sleep, when these things happen, of course, because, um, sometimes it makes you feel like, wow, is there something wrong with me? I mean, I don't feel like there is, but like I said, it's kind of isolating. You don't feel like anybody else is like that, even though I'm sure, come on, there's got to be probably trillions of people like that. I just, like like I said, I only know my sister Kelly that is, but like I said, it's in our gene pool. It's just really weird and random, and you're kind of like, wow. Um, and sometimes you don't always know what to do with it. Like I said, not all the dreams are visions. Some of them are just random dreams that wind up happening. And so you don't know, like I said, they're the very realistic ones, the ones that I can literally, in these dreams, I can feel. I have the sense of feeling, I have the sense of smell. I have, like, all my senses are there as if it's real. Um, I've dreamt before that I was getting stung by bees, and in the dream, like when I was dreaming it, I could feel the bee stings. Like I could feel the pain of it while I was sleeping. Those kind of dreams that are kind of jarring. You know, it's just kind of wild. And I just wanted to bring up the topic just to see if anybody else felt anything like that, or went through anything like that, or maybe you have visions, or maybe when you sleep, there's dreams you have that wind up coming true, like I said. And like I said, I don't mean it all has to be bad. Some can be good. Um, so, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. It's just, like I said, something weird and out there when it comes to me. I don't know if that's going to help or hurt me. I don't know. It's just something I wanted to talk about tonight for a topic before I go to bed. So, and I do want to say, when I go to bed and I have these dreams, I go to bed easy. I'm not like, when I go to bed and these things happen, I go to bed. It's a normal night. It's not like I can tell it's coming on or something like that. You know what I mean? It's not like before I go to bed, I can feel that I'm going to have a vision or whatever. It just happens. I'll go to bed. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Nothing's weird. Bob. Uh, yeah, I mean, my instinct and my intuitive nature is heightened a lot. Um, and cross out dreams. Another way that my instinct. Okay, this is a example of um, the other day. We have a neighbor now. He lives down the building from us. And I've seen this guy do this before one other time. I was sitting in the car and I don't know, I wasn't quite out of the parking lot yet. I don't know if I was adjusting the seat or, fixing something. I don't know what I was doing. But I was sitting in the car. I hadn't left yet. And there was this guy that came out and he started walking down the sidewalk in front of my car, walking like towards the office. And then he turned around and walked back. Now, he had on pajama pants and he had on this was it wasn't in the morning, I don't think. This was afternoon. And he had a like button down Oxford like dress shirt with pajama pants. He definitely stuck out, let's put it that way. But I'm not here to judge his attire. I'm just saying he definitely stuck out with what he was wearing. And he did this one other day, and where he walked like he was going to go do something or something. But the way he would turn and look at me was almost like he was going to come for me. I was sitting in the car and like I was afraid. You just get that feeling like he's gonna. So I start locking up the doors so there's no way he can jump in my car or something, because it's just. And so he did the same thing where he'd walk down the sidewalk like he was heading towards the office, and then at some point he'd turn around and he wouldn't get to the office and go all the way back. That's all he did was open up the door. So I called Bob. Bob's up in the apartment. I said, Bob, this guy is freaking me out. This creeper guy. I swear, I just get this instinct. He's not a good guy. Like, I feel like, and it has nothing, once again, before anybody judges me, it has nothing to do with his attire. That he's dressed all funky with a dress shirt and then pajama pants. Because, okay, no. It's not about his attire. It's about, I felt the vibes from him, and the vibes I got was he was a very bad man. I just feel in my heart he's in a very bad, perverted way. He's not a good person, and I just felt it, in my core. And I called Bob, and of course I locked the doors because this is the second time this has happened. And I'm like, Bob, have you seen this guy? And I explained, and he's like, yeah, I've seen him. It's really weird. And I said, what kind of vibes do you get? Because the vibes I get are that this man, honestly, I feel like we are living next to like a rapist. Like I don't want to feel, mind you guys, before you judge me or get stupid with this, I wasn't trying to judge him, or I wasn't even judging him. It had to do with, I just felt from my core that he's a very awful, bad person. And I felt like I needed to run, get away from him. I just didn't have good feelings, if that makes any sense. So it's not about judging him. It's about feelings in my gut. And usually I have really good instinct about people. Like if they're good, if they're bad, if they're trustworthy. Oddly enough, when it comes to men, not always, as far as relationship. That's a whole nother story, but we won't get into that. But it's still, I feel like I'm living next to a rapist. And I know that's terrible. And I don't even want to think that way, because I'm trying to, like, hey, he's a good person. He's a normal person. Like, I don't want to think bad thoughts, but it's the feeling I get. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just wonder if you all are like that too, where you get this instinct about somebody and you just can't shake it. Like it's and like I said, I don't know the guy's name. I don't know anything about him. I just know he's our neighbor and I just get the vibes I get are really bad. Like really bad. Like I hate these vibes. Like it's scary. Like I'm scared when he's walking in front of me. It just like I told Bob, I don't, let's put it this way, I don't want to be out on the sidewalk when he's walking. I know it's going to make me like run for my car or run for the door. You know what I mean? Like I just don't like what I feel. I don't like it. It's unnerving. It just gets to me and I wish I didn't have, but I get feelings like that from people. You know what I mean? Like deep in, sometimes I never find out what these people are capable. I don't know their background. I don't know them. So there's a lot of times I don't ever wind up getting any closure on those thoughts, so to speak. I never do find out if my instincts were right, but I just have them. And, yeah, Nancy, yep, you're right. And, I haven't, I just, it is, I just really don't, I don't like feeling that way. At the same time, I'm kind of glad in that sense that I have that feeling to just at least stay away from them. Whether I find out knowing anything about them or not is beside the point. I when it comes to these really bad feelings, I just stay away, like try to avoid them like the plague. You know what I mean? But this guy really like I don't like when I'm around this guy, let's put it this way. I don't like the fact that I'm a woman at that moment because I feel endangered. I feel danger all around me as soon as like his presence is so very ominous. And I just, that feeling I get with him is just, I don't like it. I don't like it. I just feel in my heart, it's the perverted monster kind that we're dealing with. And he looks like he's, like I said, whenever he comes, and this time I was sitting in the car, but the first time I was coming out of the building, going to my car, and he was coming down the sidewalk, like towards me. And I hurried up and got in the car and locked the door. And I'm like, I don't like this feeling. I don't like this guy. And like I said, it's not about judging him or what he looks like, because it looks like he just does these walks. And because come to find out, Bob says he sees him too. And I'm like, I don't know what to make of this, Oh, yeah, John. Yeah. Yeah, I'm okay, Deborah. I'm okay. I hope I'm not trying to bring everybody down. I hope I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm talking about how there's a couple different ways that I feel like I have a sixth sense or a higher, I feel like I have a sixth sense in a way. Not that I do, but I feel like it. And I also feel like I have a high level of instinct, like, or intuition. And I was just wanting to get on that subject to see if any of you folks were like that too. If you have a really high intuition about people, your instinct, um, if it's higher than maybe normal. I don't know. Maybe mine's not higher than normal, and I just think it is. I don't know. I mean, I just wanted to know, how you guys feel. Premonitions. Yep. You do too, Deborah? Yeah, it's like I said, I don't want to freak anybody out. I certainly don't want to do that. And I don't want you to go to bed tonight saying, well, great, Dawn's got me scared. I don't want to go to sleep now. That's not what I'm trying to do. I just thought I'd talk about it. Honestly, I've never talked about this really with a whole lot of people. I mean, other than my family and Bob. They're the only ones up until now that have ever known about this about me. I don't, it's not like I've ever, talked about it with anybody. So I just thought I would come here before I go to bed and talk about, this and find out if you folks, anybody has, if you get vibes with somebody, like if you get these vibes that they're really, really good people, they have a really good heart, or if you get vibes about people and you don't know anything about them, but you get bad vibes, like, oh, this person, I don't like this person, something about them. And like I said, I'm not talking about judging them because I don't know them to judge them. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about just feelings. For some reason, you get these vibes off of people, and sometimes they're good vibes and sometimes they're not. Like I said, not about, and it's like you have to ride a fine line, don't you? Of whether to give in to that or not, because we're not supposed to judge people. And at the same time, when you get these vibes, good or bad, you want to feed into them. You know what I mean? Like, for example, this guy, it was a bad feeling, so I want to run for the border. I want to get as far away from him as I can get every time I see the dude. I really feel like mentally, I just feel like he's, and once again, it has nothing to do with how he's dressed. For God's sake, I've thrown on clothes and have run outside, and they haven't always matched before. Maybe I was in a hurry going to the bank or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about his clothing, even though his clothing, I don't know. I don't think he would get too many points on the style status rating. But I'm not talking about judging. I'm just talking about vibes that you get with people, whether they've got like good hearts or bad hearts. You know what I mean? Oh, okay. Yeah. Hi, Judy. Trust those feelings. When I have apprehensive feelings, I lean on the Lord, and He tells us we can call on Jesus and rebuke Satan. I then feel peace and safety. Exactly, Judy. And I when I called Bob, because obviously he was right up there, and I said, I'm not telling you to come out here, but I'm just keeping you on the phone until this guy goes back to his house. That way, if I mean, not like he could get in my car and I could drive away, so I wasn't worried about anything happening to me. But you just, like I said, it just, his radiation, his persona bounced off him, and it hit my, like I said, my gut feelings and my just feelings in general. And I just was like, ooh, this guy, I don't definitely, I told Bob, I definitely don't want to be alone when he has these walks. And I don't know how often he has them. Like literally, he leaves the building just to walk only probably about 20 steps out from the door and walk right back in. Why he does it, I have no idea. I don't know for sure if there is a mental issue. And once again, I'm not downing him or judging him if he does. Once again, this is just about what I feel that comes all over my body when this guy is in my presence, and it's just not good. You know what I mean? Hi, Southern Belle. Is there such a thing as a bad heart, with us all being children of God and created in God's own image? Oh, yes, I'm okay, guys. I'm okay. Those that just came in, trust me, I'm okay. What I'm talking about today is there's some characteristic traits of myself that I have that you folks didn't know, but I was just bringing it up because I wanted to talk about it and see if anybody else was like me. One of the things I brought up was I have dreams and visions that come true. I've been this way ever since I can remember, um, to the point where my kids, they'll tell people that if my mom has a dream about you, it's probably going to happen. So believe it. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, and some of them are straight up visions. And I have them for years. But like I said, some of them are good. And I was talking about some of the dreams that I had that came true after years and years of dreaming them. They finally came true. Now, some came true quicker, like the next day. But sometimes, literally, I'll be dreaming the same dream over and over and over again until it happens. Whatever, good, bad, ugly. And then I talked about visions, that I've had visions before of what's to come in the future. And then now I'm talking about intuition that I've had about people, whether they're good people or not. And I have a neighbor, and I don't know him. I don't know his name. I've never met him. I've never talked to him. But he comes out randomly and walks down towards our office, and he doesn't get all the way there, and he turns around and goes back in the door. Just randomly does these walks. For what reason, I don't know, but I feel creeped out. I feel like he's a creeper. I just get this overall vibe that is not good, that he's like a rapist, like a creeper. And I don't like the feeling I get. Now, I'm not talking about judging him from what he looks like, or, because he comes out of this house, his hair's a mess. His clothes are all over, don't go together. Like I said, he had a dress shirt on, plus some PJ, like a lot of people dress like that. It's not that. It's just the feeling I get. And so I was polling the audience, finding out, if you guys have these kind of things. Yeah, people, I do feel like people, yeah, people do choose to be bad. I do believe that there's people in the world that, yes, definitely, there's a lot more people these days that have mental issues that do cause them to do bad things. But hear about that. A lot of mental issues that people have, still, they know, even though they have mental issues, they know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes they use it as a cop out, and that's not right. Um, you know, we all know right from wrong, but there's a lot of people that use, hey, I'm bipolar, so therefore, um, you know, I went out and murdered somebody when I was in a fit of rage. So obviously people use their mental disorders as a cop out. Uh, and so, yes, that people do that, and they do that a lot more nowadays. But it's just crazy. Like I said, I was just talking on the phone with a friend of mine today about that sixth sense, that intuition, and mine's very, very strong. Um, and I just wondered if anybody else was like that. God gives us gut feelings and intuition for a reason. Exactly, He does, because He wants to steer us away from the bad and the evil. He wants us to live proper and righteous, and not um, go off the narrow road. You know, yeah, sick in the head and heart. Yeah, and yeah, exactly, Danny. And free will. Yes, He did create us in His image, but yes, He did give us free will, which is so great, because even though he created us, he could have made us all robots, and he could have made us all to where we all do good and we never ever do bad. But he didn't. He wanted us to have our own brain, our own. He wanted to us to figure out our own lives. He didn't want to, um, adjust it to where we all lived a certain way. He wanted us to think for ourselves and make the right decision and see what we do with our lives. And yeah, obviously, some people they choose the bad, some people choose the good, and some people choose bad and good, and it depends on what day it is. But I, yeah, I like I said, I sometimes my visions, and now I have visions, but I also have, like I said, these dreams that c- come true at some point. Now, I told everybody that was here earlier, I am not into anything funky. I'm not into any witchcraft, Ouija boards. I'm not into any astrology, numerology, tarot cards. I'm not into any kind of weird readings. I'm not into any of that at all. I don't practice anything like that. But like I said, I'm not a medium. I don't see dead people. But I, like I said, when it comes to dreams, I do have these foreboding dreams that come true. It's just how it happens, and it's unexplainable, but it happens for me. And sometimes it creeps me out, it scares me to death, and sometimes they're good dreams, and I'm glad that they happened, and you know, but oh well, yeah, Southern Belle. That's what I'm saying here. I want to highlight that. Um, yeah, I I I didn't say that this was from God or an evil spirit. Um, I'm talking about dreams that I keep having, and then eventually they come true. Like I said, it took me many years to, first of all, accept that this was happening to me, because I don't necessarily like it to happen. Yeah, when it's a good dream, I guess it's okay, but still, you kind of wish, you know, hey, I don't want to have these dreams. Why do I have these dreams? And I have like prayed, hey, take these dreams away from me. I don't want them. I don't want nothing to do with this. Hey, get it away from me. I just I don't want to go through them. You know what I mean? But they happen. And it's like, wow, I I even like, it surprises me when it happens to me, because I'm like, how did I dream this? How did this even come to my head? How? Because I know it wasn't by me, you know. So, hi Lena. Yeah, Deborah. Well, that guy. Um, yeah, that guy. I do want to find out about him. Um, I gotta go to my landlord and find out, because I don't like the vibe I get. It's just a horrible, horrible vibe. And but I don't know his name or anything. So one of these days, I really do. I need to get with her and find out, because um, when you have strong feelings about someone, and I hope I'm wrong. Here again, I'm not saying I'm right about this dude. I don't know that I'm right or wrong, because I don't know him. I don't know anything about him. But I do want to find out, to know if these vibes I'm getting are legit, or if they're just, for some reason, I just am freaked out by him. You know what I mean? Because I could be all washed up. These vibes I get, for some reason I get, you know what I mean? But usually if I have vibes like this that are this strong, they're real. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely I want to figure it out. Yeah. Thank you. I love you too, Deborah. Do you have Native American? Yeah, I do. I have Native American in me. Yep. I gotta find out what all that I know of. I have, I think, about 4 different types, possibly, but I don't know exactly how many types. But yeah, I do have Native American in me, and my mother, when she passed away, she looked full blood Native American. Her face, her cheekbones, her eyes, she looked 100% Native. Even though she wasn't 100%, she looked it. So, yeah, the Lord does use us in different ways, doesn't He? And this is why I like getting to know people, because you find out things about them that's so interesting and intriguing, and it you know it it's nice to be able to find out um, more about each other and how each other ticks, and um, but yeah, tonight it just was on my mind. I just wanted to talk about it. Like I said, I'm not trying to scare people, and I hope I don't. I really hope I didn't scare you tonight before bed, because I'd feel awful. But I just wanted to talk about instinct and dreams and intuition. And I just wanted to find out if anybody was even like me to any extent on those issues. Um, like I said, I just report the facts about my life. Um, um, you know, visions and dreams. Sometimes dreams can come from God that He gave you, and there's obviously God is the one that has power over our dreams, but sometimes certain things can come from the devil also, and so it can go either way, and um, you know I know I don't practice or do anything to allow evil to come in here and overtake me or anything like that. Um, I try to keep like what I'm about, what it should be for the most part. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just one of those things about me that I always, obviously I think about from time to time, and yeah, I need to do that definitely. Oh wow, Lena. Oh yeah, Danny, I would love to be on your live. That would be awesome. Yeah. Thank you, Amy. And I certainly, if I scared you tonight, that's the last thing I wanted to do. So I'm not going to stay on this subject. I'll get off of it. But I just wanted to talk today about intuition and about dreams and how our dreams can come to life. And sometimes they are visions. Like we're supposed to have these kind of dreams. And visions, by the way, don't always happen when you're asleep, when you're dreaming. Visions can happen when you're fully awake. Now, like I said, I have a twin sister, and my sister, when she has visions, she's fully awake, and then all of a sudden she'll just like blank out. And I'll be like, Kelly, can you hear me? I remember that one time we were kids, we were growing up, and we got home from church. Our mom took us to church every Wednesday and Thursday, and or Wednesday and Sunday and Sunday night. We went to church basically whenever the church doors were open. And we came home and we went to go to bed, and we went to go get dressed for bed and get our PJs on. And all of a sudden I was talking to her, and she quit talking back to me. Like we were conversating, and she quit talking to me. And she was just like staring off into space. And then she laid down and she closed her eyes for a minute. And I'm like, Kelly, what's wrong? What's up? Because she acted weird. And I said, Kelly, wake up. And I went over and shook her, and she wasn't like responding, but I knew she was awake. And finally she came to, and she's like, I just had a vision. I'm like, oh my gosh. And she told me about this vision where, that footprints in the sand, it was an actual dream that a man had. And then that footprints in the sand, in the story, the dream became a phenomenon, and it's been on plates and jewelry and t-shirts and all kinds of things, right? But the man actually had that vision of looking back in the sand and seeing only one set of footprints, and it was God carrying him, right? Well, Kelly had, you dream of having a YouTube channel. No, I didn't, Southern Belle. That's one dream I never did have. I would like to suggest, okay, Joe, let me bring that up. I would like to suggest that we all pray for Dawn and for this man who may possibly have chosen to follow a path he should not before we sleep tonight. Thank you so much, Joe. Yeah, I would really appreciate the prayers, honestly. Like I said, I hope that I'm all wrong about this guy, because I'm not one that feels we should judge people. Like I said, it was just an overwhelming feeling that every time I see him, I can't shake the feeling. It's total fear of him. I just get total fear when I see this guy. And like I said, no matter how unkempt and no matter what he looks like as far as his dress, his attire, it has nothing to do with that. Trust me. I see a lot of people, especially, you guys know, when you go to Walmart, you see those people that look like they just crawled out of bed. They're still in their PJs and they go to Walmart. So I see them all the time. It has nothing to do with his attire. It's obviously weird, the type of walks that he goes on, because it makes no sense. But that's why I say I feel like there's also a mental issue there. But it's the vibes. It's the straight up, just the feeling that just overwhelms me. And I'm like, no. God's going to take care of me. I'm going to get through this, and I'm going to drive away, and we're just going to have to pray this man does not get near me, just stay away. But no, to Southern Belle's question, no, I never had a dream about YouTube as far as having my channel. But that would have been a cool dream, right? That would have been a cool, like all of a sudden it came true. That'd be great for a story, but unfortunately that didn't happen. But I've had several kinds of, like I said, those of you that came in, I had a dream that one day I'm going to vlog. I'm actually going to do this as soon as I find out how to edit. There's a antique mall with several vendors in Angola, Indiana. And it's like a half an hour away from me or so, or 40 minutes away from me. And I kept dreaming about this room, and come to find out it's in this particular antique mall. It's in this building. And I kept dreaming about opening up this door to this one particular room in this building, until finally I actually went sourcing there one day and I discovered it. And so after years and years of dreaming about this room, I finally found it in real life. It came true. And it was a good dream. Like I said, it wasn't anything bad. And I could source out of that room. And whenever I go in there, part of it creeps me out because I've had this dream for years. So I feel kind of creeped out. And at the same time, it's kind of like a cool feeling. Really weird. It's like a dual feeling when I go into this room. And one of these days I'm going to vlog and I'm going to take you to this room that I've dreamt for years and years about until I finally went there. It's just a cool thing. Wow, Danny. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do. I do have happy ones. Yes, I do have happy ones. Like I said, this room, I loved dreaming about this room in this building because I would go in there and I would start looking through. It had old vintage Victorian clothing and dishes, and I would go shopping in there. And whenever I had this dream, I didn't want to wake from it. I just loved going in this room. It was a really good dream. And like I said, it finally came true. I finally walked up the stairs in this building and walked down. I'm going to vlog it. What I got to do is first I got to go to this antique mall and I got to talk to the owner and ask them if I can vlog there. I want to get permission. I want to be respectful of the owner. I don't want to vlog there if I'm not supposed to. So I'm going to go and ask for permission and tell them what I'm doing. And then if I get permission, which I'm crossing my fingers, I hope I do, I want to go there and I want to try to see if when I go there that they will like turn off the music because I don't know how to edit right now my videos. Otherwise, I would take you guys shopping with me all the time, sourcing. But I don't know how to do all that. So I'm still learning. Oh, wow. She was 92. She lived a good, long life. Oh, wow. Good night, Natsay. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. What did Bob say? Yeah, Bob. Bob knows the man that I'm talking about, of course, because he's seen him too. And like I said, I want to hope, and I'm just going to hope and pray that I'm wrong. I hope I am entirely wrong. There's nothing I would love more than to come back here and report that I was dead wrong about this man. Trust me. That's what I hope for. I hope I'm so wrong about this man and I'm not living in fear. Like I'm not afraid of him right now or anything. It's just when I see him, I get that overwhelming darkness on me. And so, I just have to pray it down, pray it away, pray that it goes away. And instead of being fearful, and I'm cautious. Like I said, I lock my doors. I'm very cautious about who's around me, who's around my car when I go outside. So, like I said, I didn't mean to scare anybody, and I hope I didn't. And forgive me if I put any kind of fear in anybody's life tonight because I didn't want to. But yes, I do have good dreams as well. I just wanted to talk about it with you guys. You guys are my friends. So I just wanted to tell you, like I said, it feels very isolating when you have these dreams. You feel like there's nobody that, even though, like I said, my twin sister has it too. But still, other than my twin sister, I don't know of anybody that this happens to. And it can feel really isolating. And, I guess I just brought it up. I didn't know if anybody else has these type of dreams and visions and, things like that. But that's why I brought it up tonight. So... Oh, my word, Lena. Wow, wow, wow. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Wow. Yes, Danny, I will definitely listen to my gut. Yes. Yes, that's what I mean, Deborah. I'm hoping I am dead wrong. I'm hoping exactly that. Maybe he needs a friend, and I'm just, like I said, maybe these feelings are just the devil trying to make me feel this way. Okay. Because I'm not saying that I'm getting these feelings from God. I'm not saying that I'm getting these feelings from the devil. I just have these feelings. You know what I mean? And I wish I didn't have these feelings, but I have them. And I'm wishing they would go away, or I could move away from him, or that's what I really wish. Yeah, exactly, Southern Belle. Yeah, that's why I said I'm not judging him. I'm not going to judge him. I'm just expressing what I feel when he is in my presence. When he's in my presence, this overwhelming feeling that totally takes my whole body, mind, and spirit comes over me. It's not, like I said, it has nothing to do with what he looks like, not his hair color, not his teeth. It has nothing to do with him as far as on the outside or anything like that. It doesn't even have to do with how weird it is that he walks out the door just to walk right back in. And he does this who knows how many times a day. I don't know. Because it's not like I'm there every time he does it. So I don't know if this is an everyday thing. I don't know if this is a repetitive thing all day long. I have no idea because I don't know the man. And so I'm not judging him, but I just can't shake the feeling that I get when I'm around him. Yeah, I'm definitely staying away from him. Yeah. Okay. Be safe, Bob. Bobo. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Danny. And like I said, I just like I said, I'm praying it as soon as he is in my path. I start praying it away. I say, God, I'm leaving. Everything's going to be okay. Just protect me. And I go. And then I let it go. But it's like I said, the feelings that I get, I just can't shake. There's no getting around it. And I know, Danny, you had different, I know, and I didn't get to watch the video about, you had videos, maybe not on this particular subject, but on like, um, was it on spirits or ghost or something like that? And yeah, I mean, my thing tonight, like I said, the reason why I even brought this up at all tonight was because I just got thinking about it today. And when I was in a previous conversation with a friend, I just thought before I went to bed, I would just discuss it with you guys, like I said, just because it can be very isolating when you're going through this in your life. And like I said, the only people that ever have known about this about me is my family and Bob. Um, and so it's just something I wanted to get off my chest and talk about. And, it's easier to go through things when you meet people that go through things similarly or maybe just alike is what you do, because then you don't feel like you're going through it alone, if that makes any sense. Um, and like I said, especially the visions I have that wind up happening. There's a couple of them, and I'm going to keep them to myself. I don't want to bring them up, and I don't want to, like I said, it's not about scaring people, but there's visions that I've had that I know at some point are going to come true. And those visions, as far as my visions, not the dreams that wound up coming true, the ones that I kept having, I'm talking visions that God gave to me. I know they're going to happen, but I don't want to talk about those. Those are very personal and private. But I do have those, and I do know that one day they will happen. And, it's just something that I do know. And one of them's already coming true. And it just is what it is. Like I said, it's just something that I've had all my life, and I just thought I would talk about it tonight. It was just the topic of the night. I'll have yeah, paranormal chats. Yes. Yeah, exactly, Danny. Yeah. Yeah, I am one of those people that until I know further, I'm going to trust my gut about this guy and just like I said, obviously I hope in my heart of hearts that he's a really great guy. But right now I can't ignore these overwhelming feelings about him. And I'm choosing to stay away and not like normally, okay, the real Dawn, if I would see a man that close to me or walking by, you know what I would do? Hi, how are you? Hope you have a nice day, kind of talk. You know what I mean? But with this man, I don't want to talk at all. I just want to get out of there. I want to get out of the parking lot and leave. And so I do. So like I said, the normal me would be friendly and conversative and you know what I mean? But in this situation, I am not. I just keep on moving. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to entertain him at all. I just don't. Well, I am gonna let you guys go. It's just a topic I had tonight, and I like I said, if I upset anybody or scared anybody, Lord knows I did not intend to. Trust me, I really didn't. And if I did, I'll apologize right now. I would never want to do that to my friends. I just wanted to bring up a topic that was on my mind. And hopefully it didn't bother you guys to talk about it. Thank you for the questions and thank you for the interaction because, you know, that was what it was about tonight. I just wanted to interact with you guys and find out how you felt about these subjects. And whether you agree with the way I look at things or not, please you can voice your opinion. I'm not mad at you if you have a whole different view than I do. Honestly, I don't get mad when somebody thinks differently than me. That you know, that is who you are. I just thought I would tell you a little bit about me and what happens to me sometimes and obviously my dreams and my visions I have no control over. I mean, they just come on, they happen, and they're there. And I have to process them and analyze them and get over it, you know, get through it, get on with the next day and do what I got to do. And sometimes the next day after I wake up, it's a little bit harder to carry on the day. But like I said, some dreams are good, some visions are good. It's not all bad. Some are just weird and out there. Like I said, the vision of the room in the antique mall, that's a random vision, like, or I mean, dream, not vision. It was a random dream. I just kept having it until finally it came true. You know what I mean? Oh, you didn't offend anybody, Danny. I appreciate everybody's opinion tonight. Like I said, I do. It please know that if you disagreed with me in any way, it's okay. I welcome conversation whether you agree with me or not. I don't expect everybody to agree with me. I mean, we're not robots. We all have our own minds and our own tuition and our own intelligence. And I'm not like gonna give you peer pressure like you need to, you know, I just thought I would bring up what I've been going through since I can remember, and it's just something that happens to me. That's all it is, you know. So um thank you all for being here. And with that, I'm going to sign off. I really do hope you get a good night's sleep. I hope, like I said, I hope nothing what I said tonight hurts you in any way or affects your sleep or anything like that. And I apologize if that's the case because that wasn't meant to be. You know, sometimes subjects in that come up in life, even if it's not on YouTube, are not easy to talk about. Believe it or not, this wasn't. I wanted to talk about it. It's weird because I wanted to talk about the subject, but then when I started talking about it, I wasn't. always feeling easy about talking about it, because I know this kind of subject can be very controversial because, some people believe visions and dreams come from God. Some people believe they come from the devil. Some people believe that you can have visions and dreams that come from either one, sometimes God, sometimes the devil. Um, both deities have power. God gives Satan power, but um, God can give Satan power over dreams, and if he wants to, and has, I'm sure. But it's just how many people believe different things, and it is what it is. And I'm not gonna, bash you for whatever you believe. And I hope the same in return. And we just go on. But it's just a subject I wanted to bring up tonight and discuss it with you guys and see what you guys felt. Oh, definitely, Danny. I would love to be on your show. Definitely. Um, the items that were in there were the same, as far as not the exact same items, but in my dream, for example, I dreamt that this was a room that sold Victorian old vintage clothing and aprons and blankets. And I also, when I dreamed it, dreamed that there were glassware and ceramics and stuff that were really old. And when I finally did find this antique mall and go in that room, sure enough, that's the items that were being sold in there. Now, to the T, like exact items that I seen, probably not, because I don't even remember exactly, like as far as color of clothes and if they were dresses or shorts or whatever. I don't remember from my dream what exact articles, other than I remember there were dresses that were old, like Victorian dresses and stuff like that. And sure enough, when I first went there into that room, that's what they had. Now, since then, over the years, because I've been going to this antique mall now for a few years, obviously a lot of stuff has been bought and siphoned out of there. So it's not totally the same, but like I said, it definitely was the same look over all of the room. It was the same types of things that were sold in there, as far as that they were antiques and they were old, and like they were dresses and aprons. Exactly. They had them there, and blankets. And like I said, they still have some of it in that room, but a lot of it has been bought or, moved or whatever. So, yeah, good night, guys. Yeah, so the dreams are really realistic. And like I said, that was an awesome dream. When I went and found that room, I was so happy. I was like, Bob, can you believe it? This is the room. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, the room that I always dream. I had these dreams. This is the room. This is that room. It's L5. Yeah, it's TRBL5. TRBL stands for trouble, if that'll help you remember it. And the only number in there is the 5. So yeah, it's a lowercase L. TRBL is all lowercase, and then the number 5. So yeah, I would love to be on your channel sometime, Danny. That'd be awesome. And thank you for inviting me. And yeah, with that, I'll let you guys go. And it was great. Yeah, like trouble. Exactly. I'm serious, Danny, when I say that. That's when I did that. There's a thing about that. The TRBL stands for trouble. It's because I always, whenever somebody would see me when I was a little kid, they'd say, "Hey, Trouble." That was like one of my big nicknames, was Trouble. Hey, Trouble. And it was always me. Out of all my sisters and brothers, it was always me that they would say, "Hey, Trouble." And I'd be like, "Thanks a lot." Okay, thank you, Danny. And with that, I will say goodnight. I'll see y'all later. I hope you guys were able to have some good tea with me. By the way, tonight's tea was just the regular Lipton tea. Usually I have a flavored tea, but I got to drink up the regular tea that I have because it's the oldest one in there. So, yeah, I wasn't drinking too much of my tea, but I did have it with me. Oh, wow. Anyway, have a good weekend, guys, and I'll see you later.